I think so. So it
Oh
says
damn, okay.
cooperative campaign dead ahead, free or free.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's good shit. Right, let me... I've got 2 upgrade kits.
We have a zombie hand, 1 upgrade kit, 1 document, 1 heroic action, and 1 comic page to find.
Explosive. Charge of prominence around being explosive shot. Yes.
We have to stomp kill 15 enemies for a challenge. Or I do at least.
I assume... I'll stomp anyway, seems like fun. Okay.
Records. Sticker album. Zombie set. Zombie set 2. Oh, there's little challenges here. You get like...
Also, I have a second perk spot. I don't know if you've noticed you have one too.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright, this woman said she's waiting. Fucking calm your blow. Jeez. I'll kill you.
Shoot them before they grow.
I don't know very good
The
ones.
hands grow.
Oh.
We killed Elvira hand and
You're more than welcome, Mojo baby.
McCready.
McCleady.
I've been hearing grumbles recently about the backgrounds of some of the recruits to the Survivors Brigade operating in this area. I've looked into it and can confirm the following. Yes, some of these guys are ex-fascists who used to be with Mussolini. Yes, some of these guys used to run around the hills in the communist partisans. And yes, some of these guys were violent criminals and members of the local mafioso gangs.
Who isn't?
Now that I've confirmed this, let me make my feelings clear on the matter. I don't give a goddamn who they were or what they were doing before all this happened. All I want are people who can kill zombies and help keep other people alive.
In this world,
these guys are.
You're either a zombie or you're not. You know?
I trust this clears up any confusion.
Plant.
I'll be hearing no more complaints on
Some
the
things
matter.
are plants. What the fuck are you reading?
Collectibles.
Ah, okay. So it's just a door. You can read so much subtext.
Yeah. Sticker album. Hey, get out of here. That's a pretty cool sticker.
Hell yeah.
You know what? I didn't think I needed a Wii, but I do.
Oh, you slut.
I know.
I'll pirouette, don't worry. Just go. I'll keep pirouetting.
Oh, baby, let me watch. Let me let these guys
Only
watch.
makes me stronger. Only makes me stronger. Delightful, right? Let me face you a bit more so you get a bit more action. Is this lighting good for you, or would you rather me move some better lighting?
Pretty good.
That's it.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
see, yeah.
I mean, you could.
Your pirouette's
you
nearly
could
as
go,
good.
You could go like there.
Go where? I didn't see.
There.
Okay. Is this right? Got the rays in.
There you go. There you go. That's the one.
So is that pretty?
Yeah, you do your business there. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, I got this.
Tell a story or something, you know.
Oh, fuck you. My dance tells a story, okay? Motherfucker over here can't even spirit hands. Okay. Okay. Let's do this tactfully now. Let's do this real tactfully here. Real tactfully. Just real tactfully.
Got a landmine.
We got this shit on lockdown now. I'm sorry, you're telling. She keeps telling me. Oh, that was my bad. Oh!
Down. Damn it all.
How did he survive? Well, shit. That backfired a little bit, but I'm still pretty happy with what I'd achieved before that. I just accidentally threw a grenade when I was trying to, you know. I was trying not to die. Oh, shit. Crow just watched me die. Game over, man. It's game over. Oh shit! Am I becoming a zombie to eat Bakura now? Oh, this is a turn of events. This is somewhat. Let's do this. I'm just watching. This is beautiful. Get him! He's a terrible zombie. He can't even get her. Come on, man. He down. He can't handle me. Well, I doubt this is what Bakura was expecting to come back to from a piss. Game over, man. It's game over. GG. Oh, he's becoming a zombie too. Ah, zombie mocker. I'm looking forward to Bakura getting back now. Just walking around, having a fun time, you know. Good times. Good times. Totally gonna blame Bakura for this. Shouldn't have left me alone.
The trip indoors was what?
So there was an instant whilst you were gone. It's your
Why
fault.
am I a zombie?
Why would you leave me unsupervised? Why would you leave me unsupervised?
I
This
don't
is
know why I would
so
leave you unsupervised.
entirely your fault right
What
now
the
that we're
actual
both
fuck, my dude?
we're both zombie dead. Yeah.
What did you do?
It was what did you left me? That's what happened, and that's now we're dead.
Man, all I went indoors to do was pee. I
Yeah.
got some pink Panthers on the way back.
That's a good
and now I'm a
shout,
zombie.
but- yeah.
I didn't fucking enjoy it.
So I'll give you a plan of what rundown of what happened. So you were standing there, and I was like, wouldn't it be really funny if we just put loads of trip mines around him? So I put loads of trip mines around you, knowing they probably wouldn't actually go off, but you'd just come back and be like, oh shit, loads of trip mines. Oh no. So then I was getting like some more because there was shitloads in this room apparently. And then like when I was trying to pick one up, I accidentally threw a grenade, and then that grenade chain reactioned all the others, but that didn't hurt you because I don't think we can friendly fire at all. So that's good news. But but it killed me, and then I died, and you went there to resuscitate me. So then I became a zombie, and then because I was a zombie, I ate you, and then because you weren't there to stop it, you became a zombie, and now we're in this window. So yeah, think of your actions next time, Bakura. Okay.
Sorry, I won't. I mean, it's not like you listen to me any fucking way, is it?
Yeah, but if you weren't standing still, I wouldn't have been able to surround you with grenades.
Can't play checkers, don't you?
I think you'll agree it makes sense.
Where did they come from?
Okay, our perks and stuff are still the same apparently, so that's good. Oh, checkers!
Checkers game is going.
Oh, who are you playing with?
It kind of just started going. It took a black piece and then a white piece and another black piece.
Oh. Play more!
Reloading.
It's on fire. Oh, I also do stuff.
Oh yeah, I should have like explosives on that one, and then the divine. Ooh, that sounds cool. I still only have
So
3
Divine
circles.
does double damage?
So you have 3 circles at the bottom of your screen right now.
Yeah.
I have 2.
One of them keeps going away and getting locked and shit. I don't know what the...
Oh, okay. Maybe it's like a combo-based one.
Possibly. Like
Yeah.
headshots, maybe?
Maybe, but I'm getting more headshots than you.
Oh,
Well, at the end of each round, I've noticed I've had more headshots.
okay.
And the game's been like, you're better than Bakura, you know? Not my words. Danny DeVito. I think Danny DeVito's coming back. Yeah, do you know what? Has that door closed or can we go back in there? I think it's closed. I might change to the other sniper at some point. Like,
the powerful one.
yeah, does yours go straight through the helmets? Because mine always takes like 2 if they're wearing helmets.
If you see the helmet, let me know.
I think there's some down here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're coming out here. Isn't that cute?
So... The first one I shot, I don't know if I shot the helmet. The second one just set on fire.
Oh, this is big, dude. Oh. Oh.
An electric...
Do you want to... I've already got electric. If you want to tap that onto yours.
Sure. Oh, I got fire and electric?
Yeah, boy, nice. Did I just see the hand?
Oh, they're a one-time use.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh no, I think it's...
Oh, it just probably charges, right?
It's got a charge for a certain amount of shots before it comes out.
Yeah. Let me know if we find another one of those, and I'll take the second crate. Hopefully it'll be like fire or some shit.
Got a grenade.
I'm guessing you can put it on any weapon.
Yeah, I could. To be fair, I probably should have put it on one of my other weapons. But if we can do if we get like those specials, stack our specials on our snipers first, and then do the pistols, probably works.
And a bit of ammo.
Alright, I also found some ammo. Keep an eye out for hands.
Hands.
Oh, dude. Oh my god. Well, at least it's dropped the knife. You coming along?
Hey, wants a cuddle?
I'm backing away.
Give you a cuddle.
Fuck you!
Wait, that one disappeared into a...
Pentagon, yeah, I saw that, I saw. Maybe, is there any books that are going to cause us grief in here? Do you reckon instead of a giant Hitler, we got to face giant doll lady at the end of this one? She's like, you've been shooting all my babies, you pricks. Although they are murderous babies. Do we have to be under the ground?
Yeah, there's a way down.
That's crap.
Oh, documents. There you go.
Oh shit, nice one. Oh, 3 out of 3. Oh yeah, this is the last part of the level, isn't it? So...
Yeah, baby. Bread. So much bread.
Excuse me.
You'll have to eat.
Oh shit.
You okay?
Yeah, I just accidentally sliced instead of jumped. Switching to close combat weapon.
I don't like this.
Oh yeah, get the shoot gun.
Soup gun, baby, let's go. Watch out for sharks.
Zombie sharks.
And shark gators. Oh shit, hello, swamp things here!
What?
They just pop out the water. Hey, Gil, baby! How you doing, dude? Oh, this isn't Left 4 Dead. This is Zombie Army Trilogy 4. Not well. This probably isn't trilogy, yeah. So, but yeah, like oh shit. This is a continuation, to be fair to them. And Zombie Army Trilogy game is amazing. This one's been damn good so far too.
Yeah. If anybody wants to play Zombie Army Trilogy, by the way,
yeah, the joy's down to play.
Oh, we've got to get some kills.
Oh, there's oh sweet, that's pretty cool.
Big old noise.
There's actually more ammo over here as well if you need.
Oh yeah, I get some stumps. Oh, there's a dude behind me. Oh, takedown.
Yeah, I just did my first one too.
Lovely.
Oh, this dude's coming back alive.
Stop.
Oh, then that was the checkpoint. Enough quadrilogy now. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The original trilogy probably is on Game Pass. Oh shit. If people haven't played it, it's 100% worth it, and yeah, we're down. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh.
We've both got Zombie Army Trilogy outside of the Game Pass as well, so we can always play that anytime.
Next zombie you see, let me shoot, because I have a special thing that the middle thing is filled up, and I can do mouse 2 and E.
Oh, I have that on my pistol.
My pistol.
Yeah, I have that on my pistol too, actually.
Huh.
So what do you do? I've got it glowing. Just...
Underneath it says mouse 2 and E, for me at least. So
okay.
aim and
mine doesn't
whatever E does.
say that.
On my does the other one say space?
So I've got
melee.
Yeah, my melee says space, but I don't have anything else. I've got the space and I've got the skull, but the skull's not filled up.
So with my pistol, I've got the space for melee, special melee, and then the middle skull is
shit
filled up and flashing.
Yeah, now I've got that middle thing, but it's on one bar. Ah, okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's why that middle bar's there. That's gun specific.
Yeah, so mine's like actually flashing, so I can use something.
All right, sweet. Okay, that's cool. Oh, your Game Pass expires tomorrow, Gil? Savage. See if it's one schmeckle or something.
Oh god!
Did you use it?
Alright, you ready for this? Let's see what this shit does. Where are they? Oh, you're here.
Go.
Oh. That was like it was like an auto aim. I think it just aimed auto aimed me for the head.
Oh damn, another electric attachment. Alright, I'm gonna put the electric attachment onto my pistol.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It should say above your ammo how many shots you got with it.
Oh yeah, 15. Alright, cool. So it is just a temporary use thing. Alright, groovy.
Hey Moo! I got GTA RP to work, but I don't feel comfortable streaming the server I'm on now because everyone's a kid. Oh.
Go for it anyway.
I mean, you're speaking to the wrong person about GTA RP.
I like GTA RP. I like watching it at least. Just do it and belittle the children. Yeah.
Belittle the children.
It was 3 shekels for 3 months. Damn. So that's under £1. That's even better. And that's just ended. Can you get it to unend?
Oh, there's a dude over here in the safe.
Yeah, I should switch
Oh god, I'm reloading.
Hold on, I'm coming.
I like these electric attachments. They like go to the next one as well.
Fair. Oh, we can go across here. Oh shit! I ran to middle of here to try and get to that turret.
Oh.
You'll scan Microsoft or something. Sounds.
I think this is our heroic action to save this guy. So.
Oh, is it? Oh, GG. We're pretty heroic.
The ground's collapsing. A chasm of lava just swallowed the track.
Oh, no, there's more zombies.
Mamma mia. Oh, there we go. Heroic action.
Thank God. I thought we was done for. I know it's not much, but
Oh, we've done a heroic action.
Let's just search these things out. Oh.
Should help us out, should it? Hey, upgrade. Oh wait, no. I've got a hat.
Hat.
An electric attachment. Is there a hat in there?
There's yeah, I've got a hat. Soft cap headgear. Okay. I don't have the electric
nice.
attachment, but cool. Okay. Man, if we can find. Oh, actually, yeah, it doesn't matter. They don't last that long anyway, do they? I mean, hopefully there's more than just the electrical attachments, so like we can get fire attachments on our electrical weapons as well.
It's a London server, and I randomly found a Finnish guy.
Oh, it's a London
Hey,
thing.
man. Yeah, people love England for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Oh, Fizz, hang on.
I don't know if GTRP, we should do that. Oh, thanks. Well, did I need healing? Oh, didn't really need it that much, to be fair, but...
Well, there was a medkit here, that's all.
Oh, okay, fair.
Tell Fizz I said hi. No.
Hi, Moo! Tell Moo I said hi,
out
Moo.
Anyway.
Get him.
Fizz said hi, Moo.
And yeah, I'd be down to do GTA RP. There's a couple of people I know from the old skater days that do some on a particular server. But yeah, I think it depends on the server, but I'd be down for trying it at some point. I was wanting to do RDR RP, but I don't think it ever took off. We just got upstairs, you know. Oh, you can slide,
Oh.
but not by pressing. Oh, you can do Control or C to slide. Huh. Oh, there's a box here, by the way.
Wait, how? I can't slide with control. Oh. Wait, sprint is not toggled?
No, you got hold sprint and then press like C or Control. It's actually a bit gammy, but
Let me see if there's any fucking options for that.
you
For
best
there.
be.
Reloading.
No.
You've been watching. You've been watching X on there. I haven't seen this Joker RP. I've seen.
It's there, but the path has been destroyed.
I've been watching more like Hutch.
Fire.
Another electric.
I've been enjoying it.
Then you'll have to take your
I've just
chances.
been being weird and pointing at people and saying weird things like I always do. I think everyone thinks I have a brain development issue. Wait, you don't?
That's the way to play RP anyway, is it not?
Got
That's
a
it.
landmine.
You might as well roleplay your sight, you're not.
Yeah. I'm giving you a sandwich.
Okay, I don't see any options for that. There you go.
I'm running around, checking for sounds.
There's a zombo.
Another electric attachment. I mean, my sniper. All my weapons have electric now, I believe. So, because my
sweet,
sniper
I've got
is
my
electric
shotgun.
anyway. Yeah, get that on there.
My shotgun's electric, so
Alright, hello.
I've got 2 attachments. How many attachments you got? 2?
I've got 2 electric attachments, yeah, but I don't know.
I'll just take this for now.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Well, I've got 2 attachments, but one of my guns is already electric, so it probably doesn't need the other electric. I do see something down here, though.
Yes, I'm RCPing someone with brain issues, and someone made fun of my name, said my mum looked like cows to name me Moo, and I pointed at him and called him a pineapple. Sounds fair to me.
Yeah, there's an upgrade down here.
Oh, sweet. Can we get in this door?
That is the eternal question.
I think we still need a hand, right? Hand and a comic page.
Yeah.
So hands are going to be crawling all over the floor.
Grenade here.
Well, I've seen them, and I'm quite unobservant generally, so I have no doubt you'll actually
Yeah.
probably find them quite easily.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun with it, Moo.
Oh, lordy.
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
Well, okay, I just got a shot at the legs, but sure.
Yeah, that's like, they've been some quick ones. That's been the best one we've had so far. Yeah, see, I get quick ones like that all the time. I don't see yours that often, though. I've gotten a couple here myself now, though.
Oh, I've only saw that one that was super long.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I've had a couple that, like, clipped into their, like, arm bones, because it's connected to their
Yeah, so it
elbow
must be, like,
bones.
our own ones.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're skipping them because we're shooting.
I think it's probably just our own ones. I'm getting lots of mini ones. Maybe I had turned it on and you didn't, or vice versa. Oh yeah, let's read.
Yeah, no. There's ammo
Reload.
here. I haven't really been enjoying playing anything, so yeah, it's been fun. Oh, good.
With RP, I guess you never know what's coming as well. It's always something that could be unexpected happen. Oh shit! I found some magma.
Big bit of lava, bunch of undead Nazis. What to trouble?
We could fall in the lava.
Go for it. I dare you.
I don't want to.
I dare you to lick the lava.
Okay.
I'll bring you back to health. Go lick it.
I think you can actually like, if you saw like a little puddle of magma, you could like slap it and nothing would happen.
I dare you to do that then.
They're on the
Okay.
roof.
Yeah, I've seen that happen, but I think it's particular, like, it's kind of more specific. Oh, do you see this?
Yeah.
I'm guessing, yeah, it's when
I
neither...
went straight past him. What the fuck?
Went into his draw. I guess it's when, like, only one of us is shooting it will happen. But my one just took out his jaw, so by all rights, the zombie should still be alive. Oh, nice. Huh. Also, have you noticed that there is literally Call of Duty zombie sound as well?
Yeah.
What? Where did that original zombie sound come from? Like,
It must be a free sound because loads. Of
it
games
must
do it.
be.
Oh god!
Ho ho ho! I've got a preacher. Back away, Bakura. Back away, Bakura.
Don't use it on once.
Can I? I don't know if I can swap weapons or if it will drop it.
Whoa!
Oh, it does drop it.
Fucking barrel on there. Blunderbuss now.
That supply crate might be useful.
I need more than one to come out. Come on, that's it. Come on, that's it. Group up, guys. Let's have some fun here. All together now. Oh fuck it. That was pretty good range.
Sorry, I just looked up and all I saw was I tried to give a gay policeman a suck as apology.
Oh,
That's bribery,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Can he do that move?
Can.
So someone gave me cocaine and I tried to give a gay policeman a suck as apology, but he said he doesn't swing that way.
Oh, savage.
Oh,
And,
because you're a lady in game.
You were about to download this, but apparently it's already expired. Oh, savage. And yeah, this is by the Sniper Elite developers. They basically just made a zombie game.
Yeah, zombie version of it.
Yeah.
Hey, unlocked medic zombie sticker.
Oh, nice. Oh, was that from Kick Smashing?
I think it was. Yeah, I think that one was kill 3 medic zombies.
What's that got?
Electric weapon attachment.
Can I put that on the blunderbuss? No.
Well, my sniper one ran out, so I can give that if you don't want it.
Ah, no, you go for it. I think I've still got it on my 2 other guns. I'm trying to find someone to unleash my fury on, but
Oh,
there's one, but I kind of want more than one.
yeah.
But I can't use any
there's
other
another
guns
one.
whilst I'm holding
There's
this.
2. Oh, come here, come here. They'll fall down and hopefully.
Oh yeah, sweet. Oh, okay, back up, good. Yeah, that's it. Alright, well, come on, that's it. I get that one in 2. And
Yeah.
boom, baby. Kaboom. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Get out of my house.
Supply
Sniper Elite
crate
is.
spotted.
Yeah, it's pretty good when I play Sniper Elite.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Especially
Sniper
when you
Elite.
get, especially when you get people together that like want to go super sneak mode.
To be fair, I'm usually terrible at those sort of games, but we handled it with pretty good aplomb, really.
Yeah.
It's another electric attachment. God damn, all these electric attachments, man. Give us the other ones. Oh, comic!
Hey, nice.
Right, so we just need to find the little hand.
Are we hand man?
Are we
Okay,
on
so
one?
there's a turret. There's lots of ammo.
You notice from the font. Yeah, nice. Same rare as well.
Loads of explodies.
Alright. Let's cycle up, baby. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Oh,
Man, I feel like us shooting that train off the track earlier was foreshadowing. Huh. Good thing I've got a couple of blunderbuss shots left. Nazi!
that's a drop.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
Now there's a damn flamer.
Watch out, he's gonna explode.
Oh, we got him, we got him. Hey, flamer sticker.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Fucking techno, techno, techno. I'm on fire, fire, fire. Techno, techno, techno.
They're jumping off the.
Techno.
as well. Oh, Papa!
Ooh, I did the sweet roll.
Baller sticker unlocked.
Found a grenade.
Ooh, okay.
What? whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And the weather outside is frightful. The flame flows so delightful. So since we know a place to go, let's burn hose, let's burn hose, let's burn hose.
Bombers, 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 watch out.
Almost out of ammo.
Ooh, just wait, how does snapping a zombie neck work?
Yeah, right. Oh, I got my special. Oh fuck me, they're falling out of the house.
Okay, I think I'm not stamping. We need 3 more stampers skills. Ow, I got out. Oh, I'm almost dead. Okay.
You got this, you're right.
There we go, got it.
Oh, I'm getting hit by something. Probably that dude. They're coming back. Suiciders.
Okay, I wonder.
What if it's like
Oh,
unlimited
shit.
waves?
I use my special here.
Flamethrowers over here if you want to give it a go. I don't know if it has any more ammo or not.
Let's go one. Let's go one ammo.
Alright.
There we go.
Lovely. Whoa, what an impact. Oh, behind you.
We need to do something.
Yeah, but I knew that. I thought we were just
Grenade here.
having fun with this shit, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Sit the fuck down. You don't move. So I think if you do the pistol takedown thing, you get health back.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what's this? Oh, it's a trip line.
Yeah, boy. I wasn't going to tell you about it,
Hey.
but you found out, so...
Super duper mocha roll, baby.
Oh, yeah, I can do the mocha roll. It was pretty neat. I wanted more zombies.
Nah, I'm alright.
Yeah,
You've got a stupid voice.
we want to farm this shit.
Oh, there's a bird. Oh. Oh, did you see a hand?
No, I haven't seen a hand actually.
So they're crawling around, huh?
Yeah, I mean it was in like the midst of a battlefield last time, but like when it was kind of low. How was yesterday? Yesterday was alright. I had my brother around. I got myself a new bird bath. I saw some birds in it today. It was pretty sick.
Was there football or some shit on it?
There was football. We did actually watch it, the Chelsea match, because we wanted Chelsea to lose. But they drew, which means we're now equal points with them. So they're technically ahead. They're 4th place on goal difference. But we play Chelsea this Saturday. And it's by far going to be the biggest match of the year. It's going to be nuts. Like, whoever wins this one could quite possibly hold 4th place in the Champions League spot. It's going to be massive.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I might not be around for games until a bit later on Saturday if there's games. Because West Ham are going to be slaying shit.
What time's football on Friday?
I think it's like 5:30 on this one. It's a late kickoff, annoyingly.
Oh, so you'll be ready for like multiplayer games.
Probably like 8, 9ish. Depends how long my brother hangs around.
Yeah. Just tell him to fuck off, mate.
Depends. I mean,
Hang on. When did I turn my light on? When did that happen?
oh, I did it for you, dude. Oh, shit, we didn't get a hand.
thanks. We did not get that hand. That's the first time we've...
Yeah, that's the
Not
first
all.
thing we missed. That's the only thing we've missed in this entire first thing.
Oh, I haven't put another perk on either.
Oh, you silly tart.
Unlocked weapon focus.
Oh. Don't look in the water. Oh, are we going to France? Daniela Gush!
Be vigilant. For enemies on high, something or other.
T.
Start of 8, nice.
I need and I think you do as well, a stream PA. So you can be like, I need a tea please, and then go get your tea. I need a foot massage, I'll give you a little foot massage.
I need a pee, can you just
You
do something
guess-
about that?
Hold a bucket or their mouth or some shit and then transfer it, yeah. Not our problem. once they got to pee, that's our part done.
Have been going dark all over Europe. Command has ordered all teams to evacuate
I mean,
to
I'm
fortified
pretty
positions.
untraveled.
Venice
So as long as this doesn't stretch to the UK, we're pretty good, right?
can only hope
Oh, and we're going to Amsterdam at some point soon, so.
rendezvous
As long as it doesn't go to
Yeah,
UK
this
or
is
Amsterdam.
Italy, so
Yeah, so we're good. We're good for now.
while our occult experts figure out what's causing this
Hitler.
and how we
Hitler and the doll.
Occult experts.
Hitler's been fucking that weird doll, and they've had some horrible spawn like Seed of Chucky, and we're now just trying to defeat that.
Venice.
Very nice. Get it? Because of Venice.
Don't look into the
Can't we just stay on a gondolier and just shoot from off of that? So did it not let you put a new hat on because you were wearing goggles, or?
It's weird, we have to like select it and then equip it.
Right.
So I didn't just do that, I just kind of looked at it.
I suppose we have the flat cap available now as well.
You gonna help me with the story?
I like my food. I'm the one doing it, you motherfucker. You're the one standing in the background. Colonel Lee, who I used to work with.
Okay, let me change my character up a little bit.
Managed to get in contact
There's health over here.
before the Venice base went dark. He sent you a boat.
Right, what we got?
He should be waiting for you on the dock.
So I'm tempted to switch to the Mosin, and then I could upgrade that straight away. Explosive mod. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Mosin for a while, which I'm gonna have a shitter scope and a shitter magazine until I get more upgrade points for it.
Oh, you've got like weapon sets. So at the top of the weapons you can see plus signs?
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, cool. So you can actually set out little things. Alright, so I'll make a new one then for inactive. What? Oh shit, hang about. A beta, alright, cool. So yeah, we'll go for the Mosin on that. I suppose I'll try the trench gun for this one. And then I quite like the pistol I was using before, but
People upgrade.
the Webley does a lot of damage, but it's not very good. I'm going to stick with the pistol that I had before. I don't think I've got a 50 combo yet. Stamina's not been necessary.
So the first skin unlocks at rank 27. It's just
Is that all like sort of my stuffs? Oh, the first skin
Season
unlocks...
Pass 2. There's 2 Season Pass and they both cost 27 quid.
Fucking hell! God damn. That's a bit much, isn't it? Jesus Christ,
that, man.
54 quid for the 2 season passes.
Oh.
They're having a bubble. I just put some charms on
Well,
my
I'll
new
just-
thing.
I think I just exploded into like magma when I changed.
Oh. There's no way to change our outfits here. Oh, no, character. Yeah, alright.
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah, yeah.
Or you can
workbench
actually change character if you want. So I can have the soft cap.
There you go,
Colours
Mocha.
grey.
How'd you like your new hat?
Keeping my Easter bonnet.
The Easter bonnet has bones on it?
Yeah, it's more like a voodoo hat, in my opinion. Shame you can't change the actual clothes of the character, but I think that's all purely DLC, right?
The clothes of the character.
Yeah, like if you want different clothes, I think you'd have to... Actually, I don't even think...
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to buy them.
Yeah,
like, if I want...
shoulder
Why would I
armor
want Cole to look like a Nazi undercover? I don't want that. Man, a lot of...
Marie, Werner.
Don't get me wrong,
Josiah.
I love these games, but this one's got a lot of microtransactions. Buy every character, buy every gun, buy every DLC.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
This is
Yeah,
probably
I'm a
their cash cow.
G-Raff, mate. You're having a fucking bubble bath.
The Sniper Elite didn't have too many. It was more like unlocks.
I don't remember Zombie Army Trilogy being cash incentives at all either. Like, I'm pretty sure it's all just normal unlocks, wasn't it?
You can play as Hector, a zombie.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, scroll down to the. Oh, it's DLC.
Okay.
June.
Playing as a zombie would be pretty fun.
Boris the Berserker.
The rest of them don't really look like they're worth buying, if even. Oh yeah, there's health over here.
Over there, see that?
Whoa, jack-o'-lantern mask.
Is that DLC as well?
Yeah, this is all DLC. Alright.
Oh, I forgot this one had explosives. Nice.
Oh.
I exploded a crow.
Oh, explosive rounds here. Whoa, look at that portal. Wait, where did we come in? Because there's zombies over here.
Yeah, there we go, Paul. We came in where you just, where you are now. That's where we came in and shut the thing. Rip Burb, yeah. He got a little bit explodey. Also, exclamation mark multi, guys. See it from myself and Bakura's point of view.
Yeah. Exclamation mark team, you can see this side.
Bakura's just farming points through the door.
Wow.
Just getting upset that I keep having a better kill
Kinda
count.
hard. It's teeny tiny.
I thought it was easy.
Alright.
Alright. Don't go near him, don't trust him. Oh, hello. What's down here? Is it a rat? Oh, no, I can hear laughing. I broke some bottles. I don't know if the little lady was by the forest.
There's dolls in the water, look. Wait, did she drown the other
Oh! Okay. I guess that's why you never see anybody swimming in the Fenris waters, right? I was zoomed in for that as well. I just saw like a mass of flesh.
It's over there. It's over there.
Where is it?
I just saw it like swimming around.
Do you have a fishing rod on you?
Oh, look, there it is.
Oh my god, is that like a fucking megalodon? How is Fenris?
Zombie.
I've never been to Fenris canals, but how deep are these canals? I have a fucking megalodon.
Oh, special box. No.
I don't have a. Don't have any grenades yet.
Oh, I have electric.
Nice. I'm gonna try and electrocute it. It's in water after all. Hee-yah! I don't think
I can make their bodies just explode.
it's just helping with the cleaning up, right?
Yeah.
It's like visceral
Wait,
cleanup.
do we have a challenge? Get 60 rifle kills whilst on the boat,
Oh, okay.
while it's not docked.
Huh?
You got a comic page to find, zombie hand to find, upgrade
Ah.
kit, and document.
That was a great Easter egg, yeah. Not too deep, but only around 2. So it's only about 2 meters. Then that megalodon is like some magical fucking megalodon, you know what I mean? Jiminy cricket.
2 meters. That's
2 meters is like me. I'm like 1.96 centimeters or something, or 194 or 196.
That's still pretty big for me.
Yeah, but for a megalodon, you saw the size of that beast.
Well, how high are those things though?
How tall is a megalodon?
Yeah.
Darn sight more than 2 meters. Like,
Really?
it could eat the both of us in one bite, man. Well, I'm 6'4", Gil. Yeah, so it's like 194 or 196 centimeters, something like that. There's basically a couple of theme park rides that if I didn't have a gammy back, I probably wouldn't be able to use anyway, because I'm maybe a bit too tall, or I could do it, but I have to duck. You know what I mean?
I typed in how big is a megalodon, and the first thing I saw was 18 meters.
Yeah,
So
see?
that's length.
Yeah, but now think of its belly, the girth on that motherfucker. You're not thinking of the girth, Bakura.
How big is
gotta drag its belly.
megalodon's
Height.
girth? The girth, maximum diameter of a shirk.
Yeah.
It's not a megalodon, it's just a normal shirk.
I think...
32 feet?
Yep. That doesn't sound right. That's like a size of a building, right?
If you could see a 52 foot megalodon from above, it would measure more than 30 feet
52 foot?
from pectoral fin to fin tip.
52 foot. That's insane.
Yeah, in diameter.
In diameter, not length.
Yeah. So that would be from belly all the way around to belly.
So like I'm 6'4". That's like 9 times the size of me standing up.
32 feet? 30 feet?
Girth circumference, yeah. 32 feet's like times
Megalodon
just times 5 or so.
likely had a head.
That's true. I've heard that.
4.65 m long.
You also got to think like fish need space to turn around and stuff. Like even if it could physically fit, which it can't, it submerges fully as well. I'd imagine its fin is at least more than 2 meters. Megalodon, man, it's like a Roman building.
Oh shit.
This one's more like a Roman caravan. You know, it's not quite as big.
Maybe
as a
it's
building.
just
Maybe a bungalow. Yeah, it's a Roman bungalow.
maybe
This
it's just
one.
baby megalodon, you know.
Maybe. All right, let's get
Oh,
ready.
We lost our attachments, so we might as well just use them.
Well, we also have this that we can play with now. Alright, yeah, you got on the left, dude.
Rifle kills.
I'll stay on the right.
Kills.
Rifle?
Yeah, rifle kills. For the challenge.
What challenge is it?
60 rifle kills while the boat's moving.
Ah, right, okay.
Ooh.
I'm going to start aiming to the right.
We proceed with the mission.
Another achievement.
Nice.
Ooh. Another achievement.
Oh, damn.
Unless someone's like logging in.
I don't think I'm getting achievements.
I can hear it on the Xbox going.
Oh, fair. Oh, they're jumping into the water, so be aware they might get on a boat.
Aye.
Oh, come on now, you slug.
We were closest to Venice, so here we are. Orders are to provide reinforcement to the survivors and attempt to secure the base.
Oh, there's a bridge coming up.
I'm reloading.
Alright, they might jump on from the bridge, just be aware. Oh, okay, now we're stuck, okay.
They're coming from the bridge.
So does this still count? Oh, does this still count, by the way? For the rifle kills?
It says one is not docked. So I don't know if we're docked or we're just whatever, stalled.
Oh, now we're going.
Nice. We've got 20 kills.
It's a collective.
I don't know. Push, escape. You see it on the bottom right.
35 at the moment.
Oh, so it's not effective.
Okay.
Stay down.
Wait, oh, I'm out of ammo for my rifle.
End of the boat, end of the boat. We've got another ammo crate. Oh, shit, yep.
Box. Most right. This side.
Oh! I got a testicle shot!
Nice.
Yeah, boy. Oh, we're docked.
Oh, zombies. Boomers.
Suicidal, yeah, he's down. Oh, shit.
There you go, they're going to be attracted to that thing in the back. Oh! Do a little run and then push C. No. Yeah, push C twice.
See twice, alright. Oh, uppercut.
Yeah, uppercut.
Nice. Oh my god.
Or maybe if I slide... Hang on. Slide. Oh. Slide. Uppercut. Nice. Slide. Uppercut.
Gotta be careful out here, bro. Yeah, this gun, it takes a while to reload, but at least I can, like, headshot the, one-shot the helmet dudes.
So, with the pistol at least, the one in the middle will give you an automatic headshot.
Yeah, I noticed that. I tried it once. It was cool.
Okay, so stomping next to him doesn't do it.
Let me see,
there's a
is there
few
any other
behind us.
challenges? So I see the rifle challenge, but I don't... Have you just looked up in some other part of the challenges?
I just saw that rifle challenge in there.
Right.
In the bottom, you can track it. I think if you go on the records, you can see...
Supply crate there.
Okay, fair. Yeah, there's more ammo over here. Only secondary ammo though.
I've only done one challenge complete.
I'll just vibe with it, you know. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Secondary ammo's full.
Cool, cool.
I need pistol ammo.
I was trying to help.
Yeah. I think we both shot different ones.
Oh really? Alright, nice. I assume we wait for the boat to come to us here, right?
On second thought, this might take.
Oh no, I think we do run back, you know.
Oh, hey guys.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo.
What
What do you mean go? We're not here yet.
Motherfucker.
Oh, it's left! Motherfucker, it's gone to the other side! Motherfucking piece of shit driver! Piece of cunt! Megalodon teeth are about face side. Holy shit. That hurt, man.
Okay, I've got the middle circle with the shotgun now.
Oh, nice. Wait, where's it gone? Motherfucker's just straight leaving us.
They're still going.
How do we get to it? Oh, here, quick. Alright, switch to rifle if you're not already.
Oh no, there's a special weapon in there.
Oh shit, go get it.
I can't.
No, go back. There's no excuse.
Watch rooftops. It says watch rooftops.
Just thunder.
Oh, Kenobi! No hip.
Oh.
That somehow kills a zombie.
Okay, yep, they're just
Got that bitch while it's
flying
falling.
down from the roof.
Oh yeah. That portal seems to be doing all different sorts of things, hey? They seem to only be coming down the one side, right? Oh.
Yeah, but
Oh shit, did we
we
do
also
it?
just jump into the water.
Yeah, I'm still trying to shoot them for the thing.
Oh,
Oh, the
sniper.
snipers! Ah, I forgot about these little pricks.
Jumpy bastards.
Oh. Got him.
Are you able to reload your sniper?
Yeah. I do it all the time.
Not allowed to reload.
It must just be glitched for you, man. They're climbing on the boat a little bit, by the way.
Empty. Like it's something's stopping it.
Too close. Don't need to refuel it. Oh, challenge complete. Yeah, done it.
Nice. I need 30.
You need how many more?
30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, come to the front. I've been getting some good action.
Okay. Refueling it is.
Oh yeah, I'll leave those for you, sorry.
Yeah, friend. Oh wait, Venice. Wait, there is.
Hey, there's little paddler dude.
Huh?
A little dude who does the gondoliers. A gondolian.
Yeah, the paddler.
Oh shit. Head be gone. Alright, actually, let's get.
Okay, boat stopped. Electric trip mine.
Oh, that sounds nice.
They do like electric in this one, don't they?
Mmm. It's one of their biggest downfalls.
Found fuel. It's heavy.
Or remember to look for collectibles as well.
I've
Be
got.
careful. When carrying something heavy, you'll only have access to your sidearm.
Okay, I haven't seen anything yet. Oh, hello. These just turned up out of nowhere.
Do you need help?
Nah, should be right, I reckon.
Ooh, I found a big box.
Nice, I've got the gas canister. That one's coming at me with a knife.
Oh, I'm on a balcony. I can't see anything though. I'm coming! Oh! Take down. Give me your health.
Keep looking.
Almost out of ammo.
It's not showing up on the screen though.
So that's where I've already searched over in that house. Oh, there's actually a radar.
Yes.
Fuck you, boat.
Small out of ammo.
Oh, we can go the other side.
Suicider spotted.
Cross the boat.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, I have no ammo. Oh, no!
There you go.
Oh, hello! Whoa! That was a.
So, that shark was activated by the spinning thing.
Cool.
Oh, let me see what this shotgun does.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it slows things down.
Oh, nice.
Until, yes, yeah, you can slow things down until reload.
Nice. Oh, I missed a rat. Good, good, good.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the front door. Hello. Ah, yeah, I have a special for my shotty as well now. I don't know what it is though.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a combo or if you got like headshots with it. Probably combo. Some equipment over here.
Cool. Oh, electric grenade. All right.
Ooh, lovely. I got electric mine and a normal trip mine.
Nice. Come on, zombies! I need more of you. I want
I'm
to try
going in
my
this
stuff
house.
out. Right, I'm gonna go up to the top of the barn.
Hey, found some gas.
Nice, me too. Wait,
This
did I drop
zombie
it?
has a knife. He's gonna fuck me up.
Stay down.
Yeah, some of them are dangerous.
Go upstairs in the barn. I'm coming.
Suicide incoming!
Oh. Space never good, is it?
Not for the general population.
Where is the screamer? I'm afraid to jump down.
I don't
because
see it.
It is. There it is. It's on the floor. Don't shoot it. Oh.
Okay, that should do it. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Like it was nothing.
It was nothing.
Fuck that bird up. Oh dear.
Reinforcements. The base is under attack by hellplanes coming out of rifles in the sky.
What?
We've sustained heavy casualties. Damn it, they're back! Riggs, man the AA gun.
Captain. Captain.
Yo.
That has limited ammo apparently.
Yes. Hellplanes.
Nice job. Guess I'm on a roll.
There's one more bridge that needs opening before we can pass through.
So, you stay here and
Yay, finally did challenge.
Nice. Oh!
Whenever I stop shooting, you get a nice little one.
I know, right? Yeah, I haven't seen a single one of yours yet. I don't know if it must be a setting.
right, look, wait downriver, keep the boat running, and I'll be back before you know it.
Alright, I'm going in this building.
Nice. I'm having a look around this little garden. It's not a bad garden. But... What's that?
Fizz, come to. Oh, it's a hand.
Oh, kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill
One
it!
of the hands is fighting a doll.
Oh, alright, I'm coming in.
Don't go past me. Look at the shadow.
Oh yeah!
It's on that table right behind us.
That's amazing. That's like Evil Dead level shit.
So weird.
Alright, let's kill him.
It's like holding a knife with its thumb. Wow.
No fighting in
Sorry,
this
doll, I
house.
saved you.
So it reminded me
Being
of the
mean, right?
R6, Rainbow Sixes commentators.
Right,
Like a
hang
pirate with my gun in the
on.
back.
Yarr, put your hands up. Put down the machete.
Put it down,
You don't need
bitch.
to do this.
Put it down. We gave you a warning. Which was so terrifying they got removed. Oh, really? Well, I suppose it works in a horror game. Can you open that door, or are you afraid? You afraid?
This all?
Yeah. You were just afraid. I get it. It's okay.
Yeah. I had to attack it first.
GG. We got the hands and shit.
Weapon attachment here.
Finished the smoke I'd made. Or did I just not start it yet? Probably finished.
Stream Raiders.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Shoot it right now.
Let's go for
Let's do
it.
that now. Okay, okay.
got this.
Let's go fast. Let's go fast.
I'm gonna give us powers beyond our wildest dreams.
Beyond our wildest dreams.
Yeah. Pow!
Fuck you, Almighty. There's my chest.
Get him.
You just couldn't leave my. You couldn't leave my rogue on the bottom, could you?
Oh, we won that quick. And the mighty and
I
Enzo
think me
again.
and Almighty
Beautiful.
shared the chest there.
Nice.
Everyone else, good job on killing the boss.
Yeah, damn good job, everybody.
Yeah, you couldn't have put your rogue at the top and my rogue on the bottom, could you? No.
Why would you do that? He'd lose out.
Be a little bitch about it. Right, 3 skulls, silver chest.
And I'm on whatever I chose. 3 skulls, no real chest, but hey, it's the chest in your heart that matters. Or the chest over your heart.
I also need pee.
Alright, I'll sit here and make a smoke. And make
Cool.
sure we don't get murdered. Like last time.
Like last time, yeah.
I don't actually have any mines on me, unfortunately. Okay. Here a zombie, but we're probably safe, right? Yeah, they sound zombie-like, but it could just be like a really hungry cat. Or a fox. Foxes make the most fucked up noises. In fact, I think zombie noises are actually preferable to fox noises. Because goddamn. That's some evil sounding shit. Also, yeah, me and Bakura were kind of under the assumption that we may even be able to complete this whole like game tonight because they're not generally too long, but we're definitely not going to be able to. We're on like the second out of 9 levels. This is going to be a few ones. It's going to be nice.
Buongiorno.
Howdy.
I
See.
did put one up top if that makes you feel better. Fuck you, my. Have you finished?
I'm waiting.
I'm nearly done on the last part, really. Well, I'm doing the seal. The last part's the poking, I guess, you know.
Yeah. Alright, gotta go fast. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, foxes sound like the worst kind of screaming as well. It's the first time I ever noticed it was like Christmas Eve. And I remember like I literally going like knocking on my mum's door and being like, I think somebody might be like sexually assaulted outside. It's like, nah, it's just a fox. It's like, I really hope it is. If it's not, that's a real psychic Christmas Eve. For someone else, obviously.
World record any percent split, that's it. Any percent.
Any percent, any percent. Doop, one little flake.
Put the roach in, yeah, done.
World record of a normal spliff roll? I
yeah.
don't know, like, I mean, if you've already got like pre-ground or something, that also can save a lot of time. But I'd say like 2 seconds is probably the quickest I've ever rolled one, you know.
Is that from conception?
That's from
like, planning to.
That's from growing a tree, chopping a tree down, making some paper, growing a separate weed plant, growing that, chopping it down, curing it. All of that all rolled in with 2 seconds.
It's a bit slow, don't you think?
Yeah.
What are you planning to do to improve your time?
Sacrifice some stuff and some people, I guess.
I mean, do you even want that world record?
Yeah, the world record's 1.99, so I was like a little bit off. You've never heard of Fox Almighty?
1.3.
Have you ever
If you
heard
go
of
to Dynamite Raccoon's channel, you can set up a sound effect, which is a fox screaming.
It's horrible. It sounds like sexual assault. Like, not
Yeah.
joking. It's horrifying. It's nasty.
That's because foxes' peni are barbed.
I thought it was the vagine that was. Oh no, yeah, it's their grapple hook inside. Yeah.
No. The vagines are never barbed because how would they give birth?
To like some badass looking scarred fox babies.
Just
It's
scars.
like scar down my face, like rah! You know, a little rascal fox, crack fox. You could have but not known what it was. That's fair. There's definitely foxes around there. Maybe they're just something that get frisky. Down this part of the country, they'll just fuck anywhere.
I've been hearing either cats or foxes around here just
Found a
going
grenade.
crazy at night.
Right. Dirty buggers. Oh, I'm
The last part.
finding and using bridge. Oh, it's all the way down there.
What?
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 Did you leave me?
A little bit. You're fine now.
Did you leave me to die?
I can hear you.
Crate
You're safe.
spotted.
I found supply crate.
Pre-ground with unrolled raw tips and a one quarter paper.
What, sorry, King Owl kind of thing? Is that what you're meaning?
Are those like
Unrolled raw tips.
are
Okay,
they
so
taller?
I do
Taller
use.
than normals?
I'm guessing he means like he uses like a large skin plus then like a small skin to like boost it to like a mini owl of sorts.
But a small skin would be like
Not
half,
that different,
not more,
really.
right?
It wouldn't really be that much difference anyway, just because of the like. It's not really based on the length as such at that point, because it's just more wrap, isn't it? Really, at that angle. But I never grind stuff until I'm smoking, so there might be some left over. If I've overground, which I try and do sometimes, I don't have to like put any more in the next time, and then that one's a pretty quick one. And then I have like a tub of scraps, which I could just lay it straight into paper and roll.
Ooh,
that one
I've got a
probably would
little
take me less than 30
summon.
seconds. It's
Got a little
just...
summon to add to your collection.
Oh,
Oh, that counts.
okay. You can pass it through the PC. It's just one quarter size? What do you mean one quarter size? Like... That's the average length for the one I'm on. So that's one. If we say that's one, do you have that then to like there? Gil?
It's just one and a quarter size. Yeah, but is that length or is it tallness?
Yeah, I was
If
assuming
it's
then.
tallness, then that's just extra paper.
Do you know how
Holding my
perspective
position.
works? Yes.
Yes, it's
Hold
very
the lighter to it.
because you could look at a lady from above, and she might look sexy as fuck, but then you look at her from below, and she might have buck teeth.
From buck teeth.
You know? It's all about perspective, baby.
Your mum's perspective.
Tripwire right here.
That's a Zippo lighter. Standard size. It's actually a knock of Zippo, this particular one, but it's standard size.
Oh, okay.
Sunglasses. Among Us style. And that's king size. Oh wait, so you're talking like standard small Rizzler plus an extra bit to make it probably about a normal king size. It's like king size, bro.
Nah, he's talking about queen size.
Oh shit! But isn't that double wide? Like queen size bed and king size beds get wider rather than longer, don't they? I'd love a bed that just got longer rather than wider. It'd be amazing. Keep an eye out for hands. Oh no, we got a hand, but keep an eye out for. Have we got a comic book?
Comic page, document, and upgrade kit. We need.
Okay.
Oh, around here. Get some pistol ammo.
Oh, you can knock them over too. I need your help. Oh, I had second chance and I forgot all about it.
Why did you wait? Did you kill yourself or did you just die?
I killed myself by accident. Like, I was trying to shoot this thing from further away. I'm a zombie now, be careful.
Yeah. So wait, do you respawn?
At next checkpoint.
Ah, okay.
Just let me see what you were saying. So raw, 1/4 size. Oh, so it is a bit thicker. They look more like greens, or like, you know, like the green sized ones you get that are like a bit bigger. Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know about the. I'm not saying on thickness, just like it's a bit wider. Yeah, a bit thinner, but a bit wider. So it's got more
Wait,
girth.
didn't someone we know roll with like reds or some shit?
Matty P. Reds or greens, I believe, with Matty. I don't want to necessarily shame him if he's changed his habits, but I'm pretty sure Matty was a greens and reds kind of boy. I know, I didn't want to put it out there. I know people's opinions might change of him because of it, but truth gotta be told, you know.
Yeah.
Dude's out here smoking like
Truth be told.
the actual tree instead of just, you know, the good trees.
I blew a barrel up and
It's
got
a savage,
times
right?
two.
I feel like I'd just have really bad throat ache if I was like sore throat. If I was like smoking reds and shit. So much paper to it.
Just roll an A4.
Yeah, yeah, may as well. Could you like kill yourself so I can play again or some shit? Oh, that's
Find
a
the
shame.
one smashable ball.
Yeah.
Guess I could if you really wanted me to.
I mean, you might be right next to a checkpoint. I have no idea.
I keep getting these.
I'm guessing the next checkpoint will probably be back on the boat, right? Or something like that. Or once you get to the controls, maybe.
I'll go a bit faster. Hang on.
That's alright. It's giving me some great quality time with Gil.
Ammo's running low.
Wait, so that's. Wait,
That's the boat. We need to raise the bridge in front of it.
okay.
Need to learn my lesson? No, I don't. And we've already established me dying repeatedly in games doesn't help me learn the lesson, so we need to find a better way to teach me. Is what we're doing. Yeah. Ooh!
I was hoping that would blow a hole in the outside.
Yeah.
Bullets.
You can't shoot because you're out of bullets.
Alright, let me go to the objective.
Okay, yeah. Well, as long as the boat doesn't move. If you wanna search,
It shouldn't move until we get back into that circle.
we've
Yeah.
found
I
everything
just hope
anyway,
the
right?
captain can
In
hold
this
out
level
until
so
we get
far.
there.
Oh, we're
There's a lot to explore back there, so yeah.
So, we've only found a zombie hand so far, actually, yeah. So we still need to comment page, document, upgrade kit, and heroic action.
Oh. A cog.
Oh dear. Oh, I'm back, I'm
Oh,
back.
yeah, hello.
Sweet.
Hey buddy, we need another cog as well.
Alright, sweet.
Actually, he'll probably move, yeah, he'll move up so we get on the boat up here. So if we want to
Okay.
go and explore, I guess now's the time.
Yeah, I reckon that's a good shot. Double kill. Oh, hey, he didn't die.
You again.
You again.
And lose your head, fam.
What we got over here then? Just a dude sitting on the bench. Ooh, he's chilling. He's chilling.
That's it.
Hello. Knockout.
Yeah, if you do a run and melee, you do like a shoulder barge.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck that shit up.
Oh, we just fucking shoulder barge the, oh.
This place was occupied recently.
You probably deserved it.
Maybe a resistance safe house?
Ooh, upgrade bit over here.
Oh shit. Okay, I'll come to you and then come back to where I was.
Good day to you, Raticus. Wait, sit the fuck down.
There's the upgrade kit. Just in here, or?
In that room.
Oh yeah, nice. Lovely jubbly. Okay, I need to get back across the bridge.
Grenades.
Oh, I know, there's a few of you now.
Going a bit further back, so be careful.
There is. Oh,
Reloading.
oh shit.
What's up, buddy?
None. Just having some fun with some zombies.
Hey, I got time to slow down with my shotgun.
There's a supply crate here.
Shut the fuck up and stay on the floor.
Not nice.
Not
Dead
nice.
body. Carefully arranged.
Uh,
Some kind of sacrifice. Who the hell would do this?
Looks like you're going towards the cog, so it's good.
Yeah, there's a...
There's a what?
It's a bit of a flayed corpse here, amongst some lights. I don't think I can turn the candles out, so I don't think I can bring... Oh, I found another little doll lady.
Oh, nice.
And she turned her head around.
I can't remember how far back. Oh!
I don't know.
Back off.
Do you not have to help?
Okay, this is
Okay, I shot the head off the doll. I think we're chill now.
Alright, I'm coming.
I've already shot his head off, sorry. Oh shit.
No, I'm coming to you.
Okay.
More thunder? I don't like this.
I love it. Okay, if you're coming this way, you can go a different direction. That's what I'll hold up.
Where did you go? In the building? Okay, I'm going
Yep.
this way. Electric
My shots on
grenade.
those still standing zombies. I know, right? Pretty classy.
Burb.
I'm gonna carry on this way. When you get to a point, once you got to the flayed man, and you're coming through the next room, take the stairs down because I've carried on the other way.
Okay, just found another electric attachment.
Nice. Oh, actually, this outside area seems to have nothing. What's it say?
Yeah, I got to come in.
Freedom, place, pizza. Oh, pizza. Kura, love, vaccines, food, priests. Oh. Oh, that's a nice little sermon place.
Oh,
Oh.
hey,
Oh, I see.
come in there, buddy.
Can I shoot from up here?
I don't think stabbing him in the stomach and then slicing the neck's gonna work, love.
5 of them flayed and dead by their own hands. Not pretty.
A Nazi summon. Mamma mia.
Bodies are fresh too. This happened recently. Bruno, could these dead Nazis have something to do with the invasions?
Yeah. There's I'm seeing a lot of bad shit, you know.
Oh, I see the flayed man. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't go downstairs, but I'm outside now. But go downstairs because I did the upstairs route and there was nothing there. You're probably coming. Yeah, you've come out here anyway. That's cool. Ooh, base is covered.
Kill confirmed.
So what do we still need? Document, comic.
Yeah, basically everything except the hand.
No, we just need the comic and the document.
I found some dirty dishes. Oh, I found an egg. I shot the egg. Nothing happened.
Where?
Oh, there's a little bit of green goo on there now, though.
Oh, there's an actual egg there now.
Yeah, just a fried egg. Nice. Can I pick it up? I want to eat it.
Was that another big egg like the one we found on the table?
Well, it wasn't a big egg. It was probably about the same size as our charms. No.
Oh, the one I found was like big.
Oh, okay.
Easter egg.
Got it.
Hey, I found it.
Good work.
What'd you find?
What to do?
Yeah.
Reloading.
Oh, cocked. That sounded really sinister as well. You know what to do. Reloading. Dum. This way.
Yeah. Check my 6.
Yeah, got a 6.
Of course I have a 6. Everything has a 6.
I have a 2x4.
Ah. I got my pistol headshot thing ready.
Nice. I got. Oh, I don't have Fizzle headshot. I have shotgun.
I'm gonna try and get like a long distance one on this. I haven't searched anywhere over here, by the way.
There was a dead end.
Okay.
Oh, although that door up there.
Yeah, there's shinies up there.
Yeah. Give me your shinies. Another electric attachment.
It's only a. Oh no! You feel free to grab that. I got the cog. I'll hate for you to miss a zombie. Oh, whereabouts? Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
just
down
gonna
here?
check here. Yeah. This leads
Just need a
out to a
document
courtyard.
now.
This just leads. Oh, that's the door we came in, wasn't it? Yeah, shit.
Yeah, the way you went. This is. Yeah, don't worry about that way either.
I already started coming down here.
One to drop heavy weapon. Okay.
Nice. Found a supply crate.
Wait, where is the thing? Oh yeah, we're taking it over here, aren't we?
It's over here. So there's a turret here facing down that way.
That's it. That's all of them.
Pull lever. Oh, I might have to. Otherwise, you'll drop that.
Now all that's left is to activate the controls.
I think he's gonna come down here, and we're gonna have to get on here.
Go.
And hold out in the meantime, type shit.
Oh,
Here they come.
where from? Oh, that way.
Away from the controls!
Nice. Get him. Oh, hello. Oh, missed that dude and took out his pelvis.
Just ricocheted down the floor. Not like going over barricades.
Yeah, I don't think they can get over this barricade behind us. Oh. Oh. Giant Nazi.
Oh, he just crushed his friend.
Yeah, what
Oh
piece of
god,
shit.
I'm right in front of him. Am I? Yeah.
No ordinary zombie. Let's get through that armor.
When it gets near the barrel, let me know if you can see and I'll shoot the barrel.
Okay. Now.
Oh shit, okay. He's down. Or he's kneeling. Oh, there's actually a fucking thing here. He down, he down.
It's halfway there.
More zombos.
Yeah, down in the cemetery bit as well.
Alright. Kill these ones up. Low ammo. That's alright.
Oh, I missed.
Heavy motherfucking MG, baby.
Oh yeah, shit. Get some.
There's a perk that lets you pull the guns off the turrets, I think.
That's nice.
Reloading.
Yours is pretty decent too.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Oh.
been fun.
Watch out by your feet. By your feet?
Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
You just heard a oh, they come up from the left. Yeah, that's right, you ugly motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Fall down.
Have we got an ammo crate round here? Because I'm low.
Yeah, it should be in front of you.
Oh, okay, sweet. Oh yeah, sweet.
I just went up behind these guys.
got it. Bridge is up.
Fantastico! Molto bene!
Molto bene.
Now I suggest you get back to the boat before Victor shits himself.
Kill confirmed. Alright, let's actually get back on the boat this time.
Okay, we've searched everything.
I think so.
Bakura might
Bakura
die
mit
if
die
we're-
Flammenfeuer. Bakura with the flamethrower is what he said. But in your native language.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Not done.
Double third kill. Oh, somebody's on the roof again. They fucking level up there, don't they?
Alright. Oh, one hit, I'm blowing way down.
Yeah, they're the most satisfying ones.
Okay, we're approaching the base.
Right, to maximise your points on this level, you're gonna have to get real creative.
Yeah. When we part ways, it's been really fun.
Oh, they're climbing up on the boat.
That's right, let him have it. No, we're off the boat, let him. Fuck him. He said we're done, we're done.
Okay, we'll leave that one zombie on the boat with you.
No, he needs to learn. He's trying to fuck us off. We could just stay on that boat. No
Alright,
real reason.
we need documents. We need documents before the end.
Okay.
You want some water?
Pretty had
A
mine.
bit bloody to clean up.
Yeah, I bled in it.
So this is the base. The defenses look strong. Must have taken a lot of dead to breach them.
Safe rooms there, so...
Yeah, we might have missed a document.
I don't think we've had a safe room yet, though.
No, this will be our first safe room. But isn't that the end of the level, technically, or this section?
Oh, might be.
Unless the document's in here. Oh, this is nice.
Quick, all the flashy things.
Yeah, that's water.
Oh, I guess... Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, no, this is, Oh, so this says 1 out of 4.
Damn, man. I think there's going to be a lot more to this than we thought.
You did 65. Personal best. 65.
Oh, nice. Well done.
Be on the lookout for survivors. The resistance forces should
Yeah,
be
us
gathered
thinking that we
somewhere
might get this done in one
nearby.
night, it was definitely somewhat of a,
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
thing. But hey, that's good. More of it to enjoy.
I was thinking because, like, the whole trilogy was kind of...
Yeah,
shorter than
I was
expected.
thinking the same thing. Oh, there's a bench up here, by the way.
Ah, yes.
Maybe I put a shorty upgrade.
Hey, I got electric fist up, unlocked.
Nice.
Do electric fist, standard distance. Short range slash attack.
Oh yeah, same. Okay. So it's machete slash or electric fist.
I'm gonna try the electric hand out.
Yeah.
New perks
right.
unlocked.
Ooh.
What's this?
Oh.
Hardened. Reduced incoming melee damage. Oh.
Pick up mounted heavy weapons. I could equip that. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, hardened.
Bobby! Thank you very much for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 biddies, man. It has been a while. I've been okay, thank you very much. Lots of changes in the last couple of months, but good nonetheless. Nonetheless? Nonetheless.
Yeah, you're near enough
Once
there.
again, thank you very much for the biddies. How are you doing? Ooh, and you can pick up mounted heavy weapons.
Yeah, boy. I've chose that one.
You got that one?
Yeah.
Nice. I got less damage.
Stream Raiders as well. Might as well do it in a safe room. Let's go.
Okay, let's unlock damage. There we go.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh, my stream raiders has just ticked off as well. Oh, yeah, fair enough. I'm
Oh,
good.
we're
thanks.
keeping this good, baby.
Glad you're doing well.
We're keeping this like a menstrual cycle.
But yeah, as you can see, I'm playing Zombie Army. I'm playing with Fizzle McCoy. If you want to see Fizzle McCoy's side as well, type
Howdy,
exclamation,
Bobby.
exclamation mark team.
Hope you've been
Hey,
doing well,
Bobby.
dude.
Huh?
Hoping he's been doing well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
probably famous now.
I imagine so. Why not?
Do you remember the Hogs of War game?
Yeah? Hells yeah.
Bobby's like a fucking pro.
Oh, really? Is it on
Yeah.
Steam? Or anything?
No.
I'd be well up for playing Hogs of War again. It was like...
PS1?
Yeah. PS1 or PS2, maybe? That push?
Nah, PS1, definitely.
I don't know, I like to push.
Ooh, War Beast. Can I put War Beast down?
Sure.
No, that's 39 minutes.
Ah,
Back to the bomber, I guess.
sure.
You can sit over there. Me too, I think. Sorry, I'm just collecting my quests. Oh. The game's a bit glitched, because now there's whatever that is. Hey, my bomber is level 9. Just needs 1 more.
Ooh, that's close.
And then my Centurion needs 2 more levels.
Nice.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 8 at 15 already, so I need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oof, blah, blah, blah.
Where's that music come from?
Anywho. Get your units in, guys. Get your units in. And Bobby, if you haven't seen already, we did a Stream Raider. I don't think I changed screen to show you guys, but we've got Stream Raiders going. So if you want to join our Stream Raiders, then go ahead and join that.
Ooh. Interesting. Power or
Ooh,
punch?
Where are you?
I'm hiding?
Oh, you got electric punch?
Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Right, want to
that was cool.
heal yourself if you can?
Ooh, okay. I can't. Where's there any health kits?
None. There's none in here. He'll look around, but he'll know there's none. He'll come back. They always come back.
Why is there no health kits in the safe room? There is health kits. What are you talking
Oh, is that shit?
about? There's one more.
Sweet. Yeah, that was. I even remember I was the one who opened this up. Yeah,
He'll
I
come back.
took one out.
Yeah,
Though. So you came back. You always come back. All right, let's go loud.
Okay, what have we got? There's a heroic action on this one, so we got to save people.
Oh, kill them before they can get eaten.
I guess. It's always a choice.
It's the choice of a nation. Choice of a generation.
Where are these zombies coming?
Over there.
Can we break down this? Nope.
You can do whatever you want to do, my friend, if you're willing to put the time and effort in to achieve it.
The game didn't let me do it though.
Well, you obviously didn't put time and effort in.
I did. I went up to it and I punched it.
Don't go
and
too
I was
close.
like,
You silly. That was you who shot it.
no. Yep. Ow, fuck.
Oh shit.
Okay, he just fell down.
Double kill.
Oh, behind you.
Oh, hello. Power punch. Thank you. Oh, I need health again. They hit me quite hard.
I got some behind him.
Like how someone just like crawl over shit just to be like, you can't see me.
You don't know me. Shit. Motherfucker.
Good for them.
I'm gonna let one get close to me so I can punch him. Hello, sir. You seem to have some sort of metal in your hand. Oh, that's an axe.
Huh.
Put that down. Thank you. Oh shit, what did you do? Oh, God, you're all the way up there.
Why not? You know, it's a lovely
I
day.
don't know. Might be dangerous.
It's totally not dangerous.
Was there only one way up there?
Yes.
Okay.
I finished up there. There's nothing left.
God damn it.
There was nothing. There was nothing up there.
Nothing up there?
No,
No.
nothing at all.
Not even like a super duper shotgun, man.
Nah, don't think there's even anything by that name in game.
Hey Fizz.
What's up? That's me.
Any chance we can hurry this up?
No, fuck you. Hypocrite.
Hell yeah.
Bitch. I knew what you were trying.
I was like, wait, I don't want to heal you, no. Hey, rat. Bye bye, rat. It's a shame that you, I don't think you threw it down in the old ones, right? You kind of...
I don't think so, no. Yeah, you
Okay.
kind of have to have this as your main thing now. What the hell was that? Oh, I could shoot. That was
It
something.
was kind of OP.
Is it red? Oh, it's a rat. So red. Killed it.
Nice. Good job, good job.
Thanks.
Oh, look, another rat.
Coming right at you. Bom, 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 bom. Oh shit! This is where the preacher comes in handy. Ah! I'm on fire! Oh shit! My health is pretty poor too, you know. He should be going off soon.
Watch out next to you.
There's fuckloads of them.
Oh, that's not a grenade, that's a mine.
Oh fuck. Yeah, it seems to put the mines first.
So with the electric mines, you have to place it and then use a wire. There you go, the flames down.
Sweet. He's gonna explode, I think.
A dab? A dab just for you. Hell. Motherfucker.
Lord. Oh, okay.
Oh, what's down here? You wanna go on a gondola?
I don't know. There's a few megalodons. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying, Gil. I lost my mind. Got your back. What can I just say?
Alright, pistol power up, shotgun power up.
Nice.
Time to go fucking crazy.
Okay, I'll check inside the house because I've got flamethrower.
Okay,
House is clear.
sweet.
Flamethrower.
Breaching, breaching.
Burning, burning. Smearing these bitches down. There's a special in there.
Whoever was here must have left in a hurry.
Electrical attachment. Pasta, pasta.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, you tell me about pasta, lady.
Well, it was invented, if I'm not mistaken, by the Mauritians. Hence the name.
Pasta, pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, I found a document.
What?
I said, hey, I found a document.
Document.
Zombie go sleepy. Have you searched all down there?
I'm low on ammo.
Wait, you're dead, mate. Come on now. Don't be rude.
Yeah,
check-
I am actually.
check down here, check down here. Oh, I can run with this.
Yeah. I think this is just a turning.
Oh, yeah, cool.
There's some ammo here though if you want it.
Nah. I don't need ammo where I'm going. Hell. Gonna waffle heist on you. Check your fizzbucks and shit. Oh shit.
Musicals? Oh, Skelly Boys.
They're just like fast running ones, I guess.
Were they Skelly Boys or were they just malnourished?
They were like... It could be both. Zombies are pretty malnourished.
Suicide.
Where?
Behind
Oh no!
you. No. Oh, I didn't use that.
Not bad.
Ah shit.
Yeah, trip mine, baby.
Nice.
Somehow electrocute myself though.
Huh. Yeah, you can get damage from your own stuff, but you can't get damage from others, apart from the like explosive barrels. Big boy? Oh no, just new area. Nice.
Yeah, the lock on gate.
Found a grenade.
Okay. So we've got a new hand to find now as well, right?
Yes.
All right.
It doesn't really look like a hand though, does it?
The last one looked less like one. The others, I just saw it running. I think they're meant to be fairly big, fucked up, you know.
Yeah.
Watch out.
There's a rat in this room.
Yeah, I just killed a rat too.
I don't know how to get in there.
Break the walls down.
Out of ammo.
Find the key. Or enlist friendship with the landlord or lady. The land fiend.
No, it doesn't let me in.
I don't know why you need to like hold cover against zombies like this. They'll never be able to shoot us now. I just realised we were in the same hat now. Nice.
Yeah, boy.
Now we're a team.
Oh damn, there's actually a bite mark on my arm.
Oh, is there?
Is that a bite mark on my arm?
Which arm?
It's like a random, the one you're at. It's like just above my elbow.
Come walk through this. It's a zombie detection line. I think I just put
Where?
it down wrong. Hang on.
You got to push F.
Alright, zombie protection line. If you die, you're a zombie. Hey, you're right then. Let me a bitch. What was that? Zombie!
My zombie bells.
Oh. Oh. Oh, it's just some... Oh, it's a
Oh,
necromancer.
it's these guys.
I forgot about all of the different types that they had.
That's a Nazi commander. Moving to engage.
I think I killed him. Oh, nice. Maybe I didn't kill him, he seems to be up there still. Keep knocking him down.
Oh, I see a bird right in the background.
Get down, you bitch.
I don't know if that's the dude, but we'll go see.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, he keeps falling down and he hasn't been able to resurrect every time I do it. I've only got 6 shots left on this gun. I'll keep going.
Yeah. Keep him down. It looks like he's getting back up again. Oh, I can't get up there.
He down, he down. He's probably got to
Might
shoot him in a
let him.
particular place, but...
There's a... Yeah, so there's barbed wire and a lock, so I can't actually get up there.
I think there's a little red patch on his torso, so been aiming for that.
Hang on. He's up now.
Almost out of ammo.
Oh, he's walking forwards. Hang on. He's walking forwards.
I can't shoot him. You won't let me shoot him. What's going on?
There you go. He's just like strolling along.
Yeah, that's all I can see. Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead now.
Alright, cool. His friends in the horde, bitch be dead. Oh, what am I getting shot by? Oh, I'm just getting hit. Oh shit, there's so much down here. Oh my god, there's so much up there too. This is a little bit of a dead end.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm down. Oh, no, don't worry, I got a second chance.
Yeah, you did.
Holy.
Oh, there's another one. That's been taken over again. Ow, what's hitting me? Oh, this motherfucker throwing axes at me?
Oh, is that what was hitting me before? That makes sense. Oh, god damn it!
Damn it all.
I'm down, but that's alright, I'll take a few of these pictures. They don't need to spawn more, there's enough!
Left shift, come on, let's go. Let's go, baby! I'm coming, Fizz boy!
Sorry, I got
Save
like...
button, what's the save button? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's it, you got it. Nice one, buddy.
There's another commander somewhere, I don't know where.
Alright, let's look for bright lights.
Oh, if you see a skull above a dead body, shoot it. It should stop them from resing.
Okay. Man, these ones are fucking savage.
Oh, I'm out of fucking pistol ammo.
Yeah, I'm out of like a lot of ammo to be fair. Oh shit.
Melee time! Oh,
Oh, no ammo on that either? Motherfucker, that's why I was getting hit. I have no ammo on anything right now. Where the fuck are the ammo chests?
alright, hang on. There's a thingy in here. Attachment here, a weapon attachment. There's some ammo in the corner there.
What was there?
Yeah, it's like on the table.
Well, I've got electric ones now, I think. Oh, it doesn't count. I didn't actually see the ammo on the table.
You can go across. You can go across this banister if you need to.
How can I grab that? Why didn't we grab that ammo? Motherfucker.
Oh, you must have
I have no ammo.
stone type or some shit.
I'm running downstairs to try and find ammo.
Oh, there's the commander. Okay. Is that commander down? Commander's down.
Hmm.
Oh no, he gets back up again.
Ah, this is
Shut the fuck up!
well, grenades, but
Alright, stumped him to oblivion.
nice.
Do you? Oh, I don't have a health kit. Do you have a health kit?
No, I'm doing terrible too. I don't have any weapons or health kits.
There we go. It's all good. No, put the gun down.
Oh, there's fucking ammo right here.
Wire planted.
If you stomp enemies as well, that would give you.
It's true. Well, isn't it only on certain enemies? Oh, there's a fucking preacher here. God damn it.
Yeah, I ignored that to go up top.
Doors are
I
blocked.
didn't even see it.
Maybe there's a way out upstairs.
Alright, upstairs is this way.
What happened to you?
Oh, let's look around for stuff as well.
Yeah, good shout. I'll check upstairs.
Ooh, medkit. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, if you see any others, let me know.
You can get them from stomping as well.
Cool. Not finding any corpses up here, actually.
So... Still some zombies around.
Can hear them, yeah. Pop.
Tripwire here.
Oh, I'm doing this wrong.
Oh, hand! Come back here, you motherfucker.
Yeah, once you got
Okay,
that,
so I think the hands are on set paths.
once you get the hand, if you wouldn't mind helping your boy.
Oh shit.
Edgar, nice.
So yeah, if you see a hand, it's just gonna run around. And
Dude, you're going the opposite way to me right now.
Oh. Hang on. Whoa! What happened there?
Still.
Jesus, she just like ran off parkouring and shit. It actually stops the bleeding out bar once you start though, so that's nice. Do you want to go on the preacher? I've been using the preacher a good amount.
Not right now. It's okay.
Alright, I do need health pretty fucking bad. I'm sure there'll be some in that safe room. Or is it a safe room or just the next bit?
It's just the next bit,
Right.
but most likely. One pistol ammo.
Oh yeah. According to Eminem, that's all you need.
Alright, let's stop this fucker. No, just ammo.
I've dropped the preacher.
Okay.
I think I'll just leave it, to be fair.
Yeah, that's right. Haven't seen any collectibles.
Shit! God damn it, I still haven't learnt that jump isn't space. Yeah, I haven't found any collectibles or anything, to be fair.
There. It's the captain. He's alive.
Oh, the captain? I thought we were the captain. Like, you know, but we were
Sure.
split by some sort of medical problem. And now we're two people.
There's a supply crate here.
Oh, this is... Oh, look!
Nice.
That goddamn piece of shit.
Ammo.
It's all nice
Do you
getting
want
this.
to or anything before we jump into the circle?
That's not a bad shout, actually.
Yeah. Cool.
Quick little giveaway
I
break.
shall go as well.
Where are you?
Oh, the circle's all the way up at the start, so.
What's
Hey,
up?
I jumped down, but if you want to stay up there, it's fine.
Yeah, we should be safe, right?
Yeah.
Game paused.